Okay. All right. Happy Mother's Day. And also welcome to MLB The Show 21 Prelude. And basically this is just simply a well, how do I say this? A build-up show, so to speak, or the lead-in to the first postseason series on MLB The Show 21. So, with that said, I wanted to showcase like who's on what team and which teams will be involved in the chase to get to the playoffs, and then who can ultimately win the World Series. So that's pretty much what this comes down to. That being said, though, I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are taking good care of each other as far as, as far as wearing a mask and getting vaccinated. But with that said, I will get right to it. So I'm gonna go from the bottom seeds to the top seed, and just showcase who's on what team. So first up, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates, and of course the seeding was based on both who made the playoffs and how far they got into the playoffs, as well as records. Whether it's within the playoffs or those who did not make it, who had the better record in terms of win percentage from that point onward, and so on and so forth. So the Pittsburgh Pirates, let's just say they're a long shot, but they have one great player, and that is Jordan/Zach Walker, whatever you wish to call him, but Jordan Walker is the first baseman. And in fact, he's the everyday first baseman, as far as the fact that he is a returning player from last year, back when we were using MLB The Show 19. Also, hey, what's up, TJ Fukunashi? It's great to see you, man. Of course, they also have a very good but also relatively aging Adam Frazier. And some of the guys they used to have are not there anymore, like Marte and McCutchen. Kind of a long way away from that. But really, the Pirates can only go as far as Jordan Walker is going to be able to take them. That's pretty much what it is. And also, happy Mother's Day to TJ Fukunashi. And also, Iron Smasher, what's up? Not sure if you're into baseball or anything, but it's nice to see you, man. So yeah, Jordan Walker is a one-man show, but excuse me. But the Pirates can go as far as he can. So that's what it will come down to. All right, let's go to our next team. This team is the worst in terms of record, as well as the worst in the American League, and that is the Detroit Tigers. Now, also, here's my list. I was looking for it on my Excel sheet. Now, the Detroit Tigers have one great player, and that man is Chaos Reaper. And as you can see, he is a stud. And they'll need him, especially in these one-and-done postseason matchups. But as you can see, he's clearly head and shoulders above everybody else when it comes to the starting rotation. As far as batting, I would say Miguel Cabrera. He can still hit, even at the age that he is. Of course, he's not the guy that he once was, but he can still hit. As can Wilson Ramos and Jonathan Scope. I almost mispronounced his name, but that goes without saying. But anyway, how's everything going, Iron Smasher? But yeah, the Detroit Tigers, the worst in the AL, but never say never. You never know if they can make a play or make a run. Sometimes that's all they need is a run. Okay, back to the NL. You're just chilling? What's up? Also, Demon... Oh, perfect timing, Joker. Because we're about to showcase the team you're on, the New York Mets. Okay. Oh, sorry, that's... Well, I mean, of course you have Jacob deGrom as far as pitchers, but... Okay, there you are, right there. Of course, you always... Of course, you have to deal with Pete Alonso, Michael Conforto, and then, of course, Francisco Lindor, who came through a trade. But then, of course, there's you, a man that stands at 6 feet, 10 inches tall, and is... I mean, look at the size of that man. He's huge. Oh, shoot. There we go. Sorry. There you see the Joker. Really big man. And, of course, he could also play first baseman with the best of them. But yeah, throw in Alonso, Lindor, Conforto, and as well as Pilar, who is a veteran that has been there and done that, as well as James Mccann, and then you have a team that really can make some noise. I have to imagine that they would be able to do that. Also, oh, Zach Walker, what's up? Well, I'll just go back to the Pirates really quickly, but you're on the Pirates, and without question, you are head and shoulders the best player on that team. I'll just go back and say that. Okay. Next is the next worst team after the Tigers, and that is the Baltimore Oreos. Well, let me go to the rotation really quickly. Of course, you have John Means, who's the best in this one. Who is playing today? Well, we could do an one-off game, but we haven't officially started the playoffs yet, Mr. Joker. But as far as their closer is concerned, they got one in Diamond Light, mainly for the fact that their closer IRL isn't getting the job done, so they got Diamond Light. But they also have Anthony Santana. I can't even pronounce this guy's young man's name, but they have him. They have Austin Hayes, Freddie Galvez, but they also have Trey Mancini and of course our very own Nicole Mcqueen. Our good friend Nicole Mcqueen and Joshua James, and those guys can rake. Then, of course, you have Chris Davis, who is unfortunately a shell of what he once was. But yeah, you have McQueen and James as catcher and third baseman, respectively. But yeah, basically what I'm doing is showcasing the teams and who's on what team. But that's basically what this is. But we will definitely have a game, and since you're here, I can feature you and maybe Zach Walker. And Zach Walker. So next up, the Nationals, the Washington Nationals. They have, of course, you have Trey Turner and Juan Soto, Kyle Schwarber, the longtime veteran Ryan Zimmerman, and of course, the new star, Vince McTwitch. That would be the broken Twitch, or rather his character at third base. But definitely this is a team that still has most of the core from their championship run from 2 years ago. Then, of course, we have the the Kansas City Royals. Sorry. So, of course, you still have the veterans in Whit Merrifield. Then, of course, you have Andrew Benintendi. That was a little joke there. Carlos Santana, Salvador Perez, and Mondesi. But now you have the additions of, well, of course, you still have King Kirby, who is returning from last year, and the addition of Mr. DKO, who is dare I say it, he's a really big man that can hit a big stick, without question. Okay. Then you have the Phillies, and of course, while their lineup includes Andrew McCutchen and Bryce Harper, sorry, JT Realmuto, Gregorius, and Rhys Hoskins, of course. But the pitching rotation includes our very own Trey Mancini. And of course, with a pitcher like that, it's going to be very difficult to get some hits off of him without question. Then of course you have the Angels of Los Angeles. And all right, let me double check just to make sure. Okay, cool. So you have a new guy in the form of Brody Kirby, who is making his debut. And then, of course, making his debut in this series is our good friend JWE at first base. I mean, on top of Mike Trout, Anthony Rendon, Justin Upton, and you have a lineup that could pretty much hit. And then, of course, you have Shohei Ohtani, who is the first true two-way player in the sense that he can play outfield and as a pitcher. So I don't know what else to say, but this lineup is stacked. But but of course, it's not one on paper; it's one in the field. I'm the only person on my team. Yeah, you are. At least for the time being, you are. So yeah. But you know what? So am I. As your boy to June 22 is with the defending National League champions from the show 19, your boy TJ Toad. And then of course you still have the remnants of the championship teams from the Giants in the first half of the 2010s in guys like Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford, and as well as Buster Posey. I'm the only person. Yeah, you are the only person on your team, of course. There's a couple of teams that have, two, some have three. And in one particular case, one team has four. But anyway, you have Mike Yastrzemski. I'm not sure if he's related to the great I'm not sure if he's related to the big Yastrzemski of old, though. And Donovan Solano. Okay. And here we go. And of course, the only Canadian team in the league. Well, they have both Coles. Matthew Cole, otherwise known as Cole NL112, and hello to Mr. Best Bean. Also, let me get my pop-out chat. I forgot to do that. Shoot. And to Mr. Bean, I'm also sending a little message to somebody. Hold up really quick. There. Had to share it with somebody. I'm doing pretty well. I forget if I've seen you before. What I mean by that is I'm not sure if I've seen you in quite some time, Mr. Bean. It's like, why does that name sound so familiar? In the meantime... Oh yeah, I forgot to edit the video. But yeah, we have Cole NL112, and then of course you have Cole Wesson. So you have Team Cole on the Blue Jays. I mean, add this to the son of Craig Biggio, Cavan Biggio, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., son of the original, to Oscar Hernandez and George Springer, and Marcus Semien and Bo Bichette, and you have a lineup that can just destroy people. When am I going to stream UFC 4? Pretty soon. I don't know exactly when, but I'll tell you what, I am going to be doing Fire Pro this Tuesday. So Tuesday I will be doing Fire Pro Wrestling, and you're going to be on the card, second to last match on that one. So that much I can tell you. So I will be doing Fire Pro pretty soon. Okay. Make sure. Okay, cool. All right, just want to make sure I got everything. Okay. All right, so next is... Okay, where are they? The Milwaukee Brewers. Can't even talk. Well, of course, they have Lorenzo Cain, they have Christian Yelich, and then, of course, they have their stud closing pitcher, Josh Hader, Colton Wong, and, of course, a former Kansas City great, Lorenzo Cain, but they have Kelly Baker, otherwise known as Crushing Kelly, on YouTube, as the designated hitter, and I'll tell you one thing: she can hit without question. All right, next is the Minnesota Twins, and this team also has only one player created, but this team features Josh Donaldson, Nelson Cruz, Alex Krylov, among others, but the star player, of course, is our very own Insane One. And, of course, you have starting pitcher Kenta Maeda and Alex Colombi, if I'm even pronouncing his name right. If I'm not, do correct me. Okay. All right, so now we are in the top four teams. These are the four top teams that are the favorites to win it. And we start with the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, of course, their starting pitching is a little bit to be desired, but as far as their lineup is concerned, you have Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, sorry, if I'm even pronouncing that right, who they acquired through a trade with Colorado. Then, of course, you have Yadier Molina and Matt Carpenter, two solid veterans. But it all starts with the 1-2 punch. Our very own Ash Princess and Anna McGrump in the form of Kevin Dickey. Those two form the 1-2 punch in the infield as well as on the lineup. So with those two and the established stars, this is a team that can cause a lot of trouble for all the other teams to worry about. I will say that. All right, so we're almost done. Next are the Chicago White Sox. This is yet another one-man team. And it starts with left-hander Crimson Ninja. And this is a very solid lineup. Even number 5 is a very solid hand, really. And as for the lineup, Yasmani Grandal, Tim Anderson, Adam Eaton, Jose Abreu, Eloy Jimenez, and that's just the start of... Oh, and Luis Robert, too. But still, that's a lineup that can just... Oh. I mean, that's kind of a murderer's row up until you get to number 7, really. All right. Next are second to last team in this one is the New York Yankees. And for the Yankees, they have 3 players. First, let's start with their pitcher, Clinton Flippin, also known as Clinton Cage. Then you already have an established star in Garrett Cole, who used to pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Corey Kluber. Like, those 3 alone can win probably 10 games apiece if it was, well, or 20 games if this was a full-blown season. But even so, it starts with Clinton. But for the lineups, you have DJ LeMahieu, you have Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Luke Voit. And then you have the 2 new guys, or 1 new guy actually, in the form of our very own MBN John. And then, of course, a returning member from last postseason is Elmeister, who took over the spot of one Jose Can You See, and he has decided to move over to third base, but that's a deadly lineup to deal with, without question. But it pales in comparison to the number of guys that have joined this team. At the Atlanta Braves, 4 players are playing for the Braves. And of course, while their pitching their pitching's okay, but their lineup is a murderer's row right there. Yeah, they do have a decent lineup, Mr. Drum Monkey. Hey, what's up, man? I hope everything's going well in Drum Monkey land. I understand that you were coming back from a headache and whatnot, but... So, it all starts with Ronald Acuna Jr., Freddie Freeman, Marcell Ozuna, Travis d'Arnaud. But then you get to the guys that... Well, first of all, you have a returning Walter Johnson, Walter the Hulk Johnson, who is now playing DH. But then you have Chris Clark, Rob Parks, and Mr. PPF, and you pretty much have a lineup that can just destroy everybody times 2. Incredible. Yes. Actually, let me go back to the Royals for the moment. Hold on. Just to show you. So, in addition to yourself, DKO, you already have a guy that was on this team from last year, King Kirby, so you're not alone. So you actually have some help. Still hit or miss, but still going. Yeah, it really is. But yeah, I just wanted to show that, as opposed to like typing it out on Discord, because it would just get repetitive from that point onward. But you know what? Let's play a game. And this is just a one-off. This is not for the postseason. This is just for exhibition, as the name would suggest. So we have Joker here. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, where is he? Oh, the Mets. There they are. And, well, okay, we'll say the Mets are the home team just because, Joker was here first, technically. Alright, so it's the Royals at the Mets. And this will take place in Citi Field. And, of course, we'll make this a 3-inning game. I don't want this to drag on longer than it should. Okay, there we go. Like that, very well. Alright, cool. Alright, well, good luck to DKO and Joker in this game. There's the pitching matchup. But there you see Mr. DKO at number 3, King Kirby at 6, and then on the Mets, Joker is the 4th man in the lineup.
From the borough of Queens, we're at the home of the Mets, Citi Field. Tonight we've got a good matchup in store between the Kansas City Royals and the New York Mets.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
Mets baseball starts right now.
Okay.
Jacob deGrom, a right-hander from Florida, gets the ball as the starter here. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
So, if you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. And but yeah, I wanted to do this as opposed to simply typing it out on Discord. Since I know that not everybody has a Discord.
Louis Cardinals will come on defensively now as he takes over at second.
Now playing second base, number 13.
So here is Whit Merrifield. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
All right.
First pitch of the AB
on
its way.
You know, as we go through this game, I may as well mention that, of course, as you know, the playoff, the playoff mode, it's divided into American and National League teams, and for that reason alone, each league can have 5 teams in the playoffs. So of course we have 8 teams per league, and we'll have to cut it down to 5. So that means the top 2 seeded teams in each league are automatically in the playoffs in the form of the Yankees, the White Sox, the Cardinals, and the Braves.
And now the first pitch.
Which means that all the other teams are going to be competing in 3-inning games, such as the one that you're seeing right now. Of course, like I said, this is exhibition, but that's pretty much what we are having. Through a couple of 3-inning games in order to decide who gets to move on to the playoffs.
And there is our officiating crew in this one.
And ultimately, the last team standing will become the World Series champion. It's about as simple as I can make it.
If you've played in the league for a little bit, you understand that he's got his own zone.
You touched on it, D-Roy. I think.
But anyway, how's everything going, Mr. Oh, you already answered that. Never mind.
He makes them earn their keep.
But I know that you had a headache or something, Mr. Drum Monkey, and I hope everything's going well with your recovery and whatnot.
And he lays off here, ball 4, and he'll become the game's first
and
base
wow.
runner here with 1 away.
Wow, we had a walk right there. All right, so here he is, Mr. DKO, making his big debut. I mean, look at the size of this man. This man could probably, if he hits a ball and he hits it square, he might just hit it out of the park.
It's fouled away. Benintendi stands at first with 1 out. Benintendi's on the move.
Oh, and that probably could have been that probably would have been a ball had he just laid off of it.
Working for the punch out and the offering.
And well, he lays off of that one as it's way out of the strike zone. Of course, I realize it is kind of late for most other people around this time, but it's just I found some extra time, and I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have that. And that's foul, just barely though.
Here he comes again, 1-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch, 2 away.
He put up a pretty good battle at the plate right there. They finally get him on a 1-2 pitch, but you could see that he wasn't laying down without a fight. He really made the pitcher earn that strikeout.
So DKO swings and strikes out, but
in is Jorge Soler. As he will look at a first
so now it's 2 outs with a man on first.
Previous duels with deGrom. He's 1 for 5. The 1-0 home is an off-speed pitch taken for a ball.
He's having a really hard time finding his rhythm and finding the strike zone. It's going to allow this offense to keyhole him in big situations. He's got to figure it out pretty quick.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch.
I got cheated.
Ooh, that was
What do you mean you got
gas.
cheated?
Triple digits on the radar gun.
Fastball, and looks like they're pinching him a bit here. It's 3-1.
Pretty good
All right,
pitch
so a
right
3
there.
3-1
Fastball,
count
plate.
on
One of the things
Soler.
you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Set. Here's the 3-1.
Ooh, fouls it away. I'm
Good
joking
spot
around.
for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from
But yeah,
first.
what do you think of your guy?
Count, here it comes. Too close for comfort, and he did a good
I mean,
job
all
just
I
to
did
make
was just
contact.
loosely base him off of the few times that I did see you
The next
IRL.
3-2
well,
is a wave
the
and
way
then
you
she
look, so
struck
I was
him
like,
out.
okay, I could probably go with that.
One left for Kansas City, and now the Mets offense will go to work for the first time.
All right, so-
No score.
So the Royals get one on the bases, but they leave them stranded and no hits. You like them? Awesome.
Danny Duffy. will be the
Hopefully,
starter for
hopefully
the
you
Royals
like
in this
Mr.
one. What do we need to know
King
here,
Kirby,
Danny?
as like I said, he
You'll
was
see a lot
on the
of guys
team
that
from
have
last
fine
year
pitches, right?
or last
Sometimes it's hard to master
postseason
even 2 or 3,
when
but
he
if can
was
master
on
5 like he
19.
has, he'll be in pretty good shape.
And now here is Jeff McNeil. He'll lead things
Of course,
off here in the bottom
you know,
half
the
of
show,
first.
or MLB The Show, is a completely different animal to most of the other
Here it comes.
Big Four.
And that's in there. For a strike.
I mean, it took me a while to figure out, oh, wait, how am I supposed to save and how am I supposed to, you know, load my saves? But then I of course, it was a lot more simple than I made it out to be, but it was a little confusing at the time. But I will say that I'm happy that they made it much more
Strike, and now
simple
it's 0-2.
when it came to saving rosters and things like that
Does he come back
in
with
this
yet
game
another?
than they did in
Not only was it
19.
a good plan to throw 3 consecutive sliders in a row. This guy's slider is so good.
So
I
that was
think
kind
he
of
might
my
throw it again.
reason for moving to 21. And also the fact that you have, you know, some of the big stars like Fernando Tatis Jr., Ronald Acuna, among some of the big stars that are emerging, in addition to the ones that are still playing at this time.
Fastball is outside, and it's full now, 3-2.
And, oh, wow.
0-2 to 3-2.
That was actually nice
What a
attention to
great
detail
attack
when it
to
comes to
start
the
this inning off.
look
Hey, this could be
on
a
that guy's
productive inning.
face. The graphics, I mean.
Full count still. Another payoff pitch. Fastball called.
And
strike
wow,
3, and there's the
that
first out of
was
the
a
inning.
little bit lower than I thought he would get, but that's a strikeout apparently.
So 1 out and nobody aboard. And into bed next will be J.D. Davis. The pitch.
Okay, bounce that one away. So I'm looking at the standings for the current
That's in
season.
there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
And popped it up, and ooh, that could have been caught, but
And no one will get this one.
no one got that one. So I'm looking at the standings. So far, Boston leads 3.5 games over both the Yankees and the Rays. And then 4 of the Jays.
Back up the middle. Oh, look at the
Nice
dive.
play, and
Gathers the throw.
oh,
It's
they
late.
almost caught him.
He's safe.
But that was a good
Outstanding
diving play.
effort, but he
Great
can't
effort,
get
though.
the out, so
But it's going to be ruled a base hit. That's a good. That was a good sliding play because that could have been much more had it. Actually, I'm not sure if it would have been more than a hit, but it was a good stab at it, I will say.
Wasn't able to complete the play, but the effort was
Now the
there.
White Sox lead 1 game over the Indians, and then of course the Oakland A's lead 2 games over the Astros. And in fact, the distance between first and last is 4.5 games, so that's a very close division. As is the National League East, which is in which the difference between first and fifth is
You can really tell they're
3.5, and it's led by, of course, the New York Mets.
To keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt. But he might.
The Cardinals lead their division over the Brewers.
And he pumps the fastball by him here, 1-2.
But the largest distance between first and fifth is in the West. I mean, the Giants lead by a game and a half over the Padres, and it's the Rockies that are among the worst team, if not, well, actually the second worst team behind or ahead of only the Detroit Tigers. So yeah, it's a very, it's not a runaway just yet, but anything can happen between now and then. Well, they get the out at second, and that's the end of the half inning, and that's the end of the first.
We'll head to the second at Citi Field. 0-0 here on the show.
So yeah, you guys can talk about baseball or anything else, just to pass the time and whatnot.
Pitch on the way. Fouled off. Nothing in one count. Here it comes. Good power curve.
Salvador Perez. Of course, he was one of the guys that was key in Kansas City's back-to-back trips to the World Series in 2014 and their eventual triumph in 2015. So you still have some of the remnants of that team left.
That outside corner, but this misses, and it's back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And some of the other pieces that used to be on there went elsewhere.
And taken for ball 3.
Boy, went from being in the
I mean, really the only person that has retired was Alex Gordon from last year for Kansas City.
Good battle. Count remains full.
All right, still the full count. If Perez can get on base, then King Kirby can have a chance at getting up. No, wait, that's a ball, and that's going to be a walk.
I mean, it's better to battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving on up, or he can really hurt you.
All right, so here is your teammate, DKO, King Kirby. I mean, this guy can hit.
First pitch of the AB on its way.
But of course, he's not going to just swing away. But I mean, he's going to try to, find a pitch to hit, and also pretty good at third base as well. So I will say that.
And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands.
Ooh, good cut there, but that was a great pitch there by DeGrom.
Because that's the kind of pitch that gets hit out of the ballpark.
The 1-2.
Now has to protect. Nope, not going to swing at an inside pitch. Of course, Jacob DeGrom has to be careful not to say too much, lest he want to be ejected.
The 2-2.
Swing and a miss, and that's going to take him out.
Boy, that's really disappointing for a guy that has wheels, right?
I mean, of course, nothing to be ashamed of when you strike out from, DeGrom. I mean, DeGrom is not exactly a scrub. I mean, this guy is a star, so a great pitcher took out a great hitter. So, I mean, it was what it was.
Standing in now, Adalberto Mondesi, as he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike 1. First swings for him in this one with a runner still at first and 1 gone.
Oh, wow. Went fishing with that one.
Good thing he didn't make contact with that pitch. The only thing he could do is probably hit that on the ground. It could be a double play ball.
Oh, and this is swung on and missed.
Wow,
4
just
strikeouts
went
already,
fishing,
and
and
that's
That's not an at-bat.
I mean, that.
He or his hitting coach are going to be happy with at all.
Well, I mean, that was a good sequence there for DeGrom, as he gets 4 strikeouts.
That's a bad look.
Of course, Mondesi can't be too happy about that performance either, so I don't blame him for being upset.
He takes his first cuts in
And
this
my
one with a
goodness,
man
look at the
first and
height
2
on this
away.
guy. This guy's a giant. Look at him. I mean, you would think with the size like that, he'd hit more home runs. So, as it is, I mean, Taylor has something to prove. He's got to prove that, you know, he's more than that 196 that he hit last year.
35 pitches with only 2
And look at
outs
this.
in the
1
second
for
inning.
24
Ideally, you'd
in
like
his
to have
entire
30 or
career
less after
against
2 innings,
DeGrom. So
he's got some catching up
I
to
hate
do.
to say this, but DeGrom has rented space in Taylor's head rent-free.
The 1-0.
I like the way they're
Although
making
so
him
far
work
he's
out
doing
on
pretty
that
well
mound.
with the hitters
They're
count
taking a
at
lot of
2
early
and 0
pitches right
at
here.
2 and
It's gonna
0.
benefit them in the later innings.
Swung on
Oh,
and
that's a
lifted
good
in the
hit,
air to left
but
center.
not
The
hard
launch
enough
there,
and not far enough.
and that retires the side.
So after
Royals leave 1
an inning and a
to go
half,
to the
it's
bottom of
still
the second,
0-0.
no score.
Lindor, Conforto, and Kevin Pillar.
So here's Francisco Lindor now. Career numbers against Danny Duffy. He has 7 hits in 29 at-bats. He's also hit a couple of home runs against him. From the stretch. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Soler is there. And he
All right,
hauls
good.
it in for the first out of the inning.
Good recovery there by Soler to cover that ball.
Batting fifth, the right fielder.
Hey guys,
All right, so
take a
here
look
is
at
the
how Kansas
defense.
City sets up on D. And let's take a look at Michael Taylor. The ability again to play center field, both corners, to go get the balls in both gaps and have a strong arm.
Oh yeah, and of course, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Mr. DKO, you are a catcher.
Stepping in now. Michael
Of course, that's when you
Conforto.
face
He'll
off
ground
against
the first
National
foul
League
off
teams
to
that
the
don't
right
have the
side.
DH rule. So you are a catcher. I probably should have mentioned that, but anyway.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Grounded down the third baseline. Here comes the 1-2.
I got to count 2 and 2.
Of course, I realize that it
Bottom of the
is,
second
you
here
know,
with no
late
score.
than normal. So this is a really late night stream, but
Got him
it is what it
swinging.
is. And
Chased it well out of the zone, and
great
there are
stuff
2
there by
gone.
Duffy as he gets his third
Classic slider
strikeout.
down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said.
Telling you one thing, both starting pitchers are shutting down.
Tough pitch for a hitter to pick up.
You know, the batters. I mean, they're just,
And so they end up chasing when they're in.
I mean, they're just,
At the plate, Kevin Pillar.
they've just shut him down. That's what they have done. I'm kind of out of words to say,
Make something
really.
happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second.
Of course, Kevin Pillar, not the same guy that he once was, but I mean, he
Ready
can still
with
hit
the
though.
1-0. Fastball in there for a strike. 92 on the radar gun that time. It's 1-2.
Not likely to see a 4th fastball in this situation. I'm going to eliminate the fastball if I'm at the plate right here.
All right, 1 for 2. Now Pillar has to
Here's
protect,
the 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes
and
now.
well, of course, he does well
I think
to
he's
lay
showing
off
you
of
right
that.
there,
I
he
mean, that
was
was
trying
way
to
too
put you
low.
away with the off-speed pitch. Have to be leery of that right there and take pull side away. That'll keep you on all stuff, fastballs and the off-speed.
And also, that was
Fastball
another
is
pitch that
outside. It's full
he did a
now,
good job
3-2.
laying off of. Full count.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have
Still
another shot
a
at it
full
here.
count. Still a full count.
Payoff pitch on its way.
And that's a walk.
Ball 4, and now the Mets have themselves a 2-out.
So now we have James McCann. I still remember him most well
He laid off some really tough
during his time in Atlanta.
Gotta tip the cap to the batter that time.
Of course, I better remember him for the altercations that he ended up in.
So next to hit is
Of course, it's also important to remember that he didn't start most of them. It's just that, you know, being that he's the catcher, he would often get in scuffles that involved a hitter and the pitcher that he was working with at the time. So, you know, those altercations do kind of overshadow what production in his entire career that he's had. And 250 against, you know, Duffy, so that's something that he'll have to, you know, learn from his previous at-bats in which he didn't get a hit off of him.
The set and the 1-0. Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1. Now a throw over.
And well, they try to get the they try to get Pilar out at first. Ball 2 just a little bit inside. I mean, if you're Kansas City, the worst thing you can do is, you know, obviously you don't want to give up a stolen base, because then if Mccann gets a really good hit, that'll put him ahead. But instead, they'll just get the out at first, and that's the end of it. So after 2 innings, it's still 0-0.
Mets strand 1. We'll move to the 3rd with no score.
And due up is Duffy, although we'll find out if Duffy is going to take the going to take up his place. No, he's not. It's going to be Hanser Alberto pitch hitting instead. So instead of it being pitcher versus pitcher, it's a pitch hitter.
And he'll start out their half of the 3rd, top of the order to follow.
It's kind of funny how, you know, some of these young men have such eclectic equipment. And he grounds out to 3rd and gets it to Alonso.
Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Whit Merrifield. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
The offense better get it going right here, because they certainly can tell from their dugout this guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
Behind 0-2 now.
All right, right now DeGrom ahead in the count 0-2. Hits it, but it's hit right towards Alonso. Although, wait a minute, I could have sworn that. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Yeah, I could have sworn that Joker was the first baseman. Unless, of course, the game decided to switch him out.
And this one's down off the shoe tops, 1-0.
You know, because also, you know, Joker plays second base, you know, as a secondary position. And, of course, DKO is, primarily DKO is a designated hitter. But when he has to play, he'll play catcher, in which he is right now.
Pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great
but so far, 2
execution by the
outs.
pitcher.
And Ben Nintendi. It would have been so cool if his name was Ben Nintendo, because then I could have made all the Nintendo jokes, but obviously I can't.
Takes that one a little bit low. 3 balls and
However,
a strike
Mr. DKO is on deck, though.
So far here with 2 away.
If Ben Nintendi can somehow get on base, then, you know, Kansas City can take the lead. Although, that's a really good hit by Ben Nintendi, and that could be a double.
And he'll make it to second base now.
And that is. Great hit there by Ben Nintendi. Now,
good hands to the ball,
if DKO can get a solid hit,
extension through the ball.
Yeah, that's
Benintendi could probably score from second,
nice look at it there from our
and
camera guys as well.
and Kansas City can take the lead right here. Remember, this is a 3-inning game,
Number 10. He'll take a look
and of
at
course
this.
DKO's not going to swing down that way.
0 for 1 for him here in this one.
3 innings, but do stay tuned though, Diamond. I can give you a game, and this is just exhibition. It's not for anything right now. It's just for fun. But right now, Mr. DKO, he hits it high, and it's going to be, I believe,
And when this ball comes down, they'll have taken the lead. Home run.
DKO hits it 448 feet, and it's a 2-run home run.
It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left as they've taken a 2-run lead.
And round the bases, big boy. And now the Mets are in trouble. I mean, they could still come back and win this, but, well, first they still need to get that one out left. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Mets, so the game took out Joker for some reason. I don't know why.
No surprise with that swing of the bat. This guy is simply one of the best in the game right now. There's not too many guys.
But anyway,
that
what's
take
up,
a beautiful
Diamond?
hack like that in the league.
Wow, he hits it up into the upper deck. Look at that. I mean, DKO, what do you have to say about this?
To the plate now, Jorge Soler. As the first pitch to him's a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. And that's too high, ball 2.
You can see
Well, I
this
mean, if
guy's
you're
more
DeGrom,
focused at the plate right now.
not much.
That first AB,
Ready to see
he
the
went down
O's
on
win this stream?
strikes.
Yeah. Like I said, this is just exhibition. This is not for anything.
Down low,
But I
and
will announce it when we get to it.
3-0.
So,
I'd be shocked
not to
if
worry
this
about that.
wasn't a
The only thing I will tell
right
you,
here. He doesn't wanna mess
Diamond,
around
is
and do
that your
something
team,
over the plate and get beat
when it
in
comes to the American League teams, which is, you know, it's kind of like the conference
Usually the second time through
in some
you
other
start seeing an
sports,
incorporation
but
of some more off-speed
in the
stuff.
American League,
This guy's located
you
and feeling
are
really
the
good about
7th
his
seed.
fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Anyway,
So now time will be
Clinton
called
would
as
be
we're
here,
gonna
but he has
visit
to get
from
him
the
early
pitching
from an
coach here, so
MRI.
hope to settle his guy down.
So I'm bringing his apologies. Oh, well, he does not have to apologize for anything. I mean, heck, I would have just thought that he was, you know, with, you know, his with his mother celebrating Mother's Day, but I hope he's okay. I hope Clinton is, you know, safe. You know, I just want him to be fine, you know. But you know what, Kelly? I can give you a game too. Again, this is just for fun. It's not for anything. But other than that, though, I hope Clinton's going to be okay.
On the move is Pilar. He makes the catch. What a play on the run to end
I just
the
hope he
inning.
takes it easy after the MRI of whatever it is that's
Two come across
ailing
to
him.
score in the inning, courtesy of this
But there you see
home
DKO
run.
hitting it.
Last chance coming up here for
I
the
just knew that if he can get
It's
a
2-0
good hold of that
Kansas
ball,
City.
he was going to hit it out, and he did. But yeah.
Jacob Junis, a right-handed reliever standing 6'3", gets the ball now out of the bullpen.
But
Smith will grab
but
a bad hit
how
for
are
the
you
pitcher here.
crushing Kelly? But yeah, I'm just hoping that Clinton will be all right.
First pitch of the AB now. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite.
All right, so we have a pitch hitter in the form of, if we can get a good look at his name for a moment, Dominic Smith.
The 1-0 is looked at for the first strike.
Well, the key for him on the mound is to keep the ball down. Certainly, hollow of the knee or lower. Sinker changeup guy, if he's going to succeed against this lineup,
Hits it
he's
right
gotta
to first
keep the
base,
ball
and that's
down.
it.
And he'll step on
Yeah,
first
they took you
himself
out. I don't know
again.
why they did that. I'm not sure if they thought
The
that.
one-man got for the Mets in the third, and that'll bring
I'm
in
not sure if
Jeff
it was a
Mcneil.
matchup problem or whatnot, but yeah,
Wheels and
I'll have to
deals
see what
is
happened
the
there.
first
But
pitch.
I think they took you out. Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Inside for a ball,
It's
1-0.
kind of weird. because that was the computer that did that.
1-1 to the Mets leadoff hitter.
Looked like he was going to wait him out, see if he was going to come over the heart of the plate. Well, newsflash, he is, and this hitter's going to adjust his batting gloves, and he better be ready in the box.
Right now they have one out, and Junis looking to get the save.
And that one yanked just foul.
And just outside.
Well play for a ball.
Now we get to a full count.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible.
And he hits it the other way. So now the Mets have a runner on base. They need that.
Sometimes you get lucky in this game. I don't think pitch recognition-wise.
If the Mets are going to win, they might need to bring in the Joker immediately. I mean, for their part, they probably didn't want to bring in the Joker as the pitch hitter because if you swing and you miss, they won't be able to use you in the field. So I can see why they had someone else be the pitch hitter. But in the meantime, J.D. Davis already has a hit, so they'll need to get another one.
Now the 1-0.
Or they could just hope for, or he could just hope to get a walk in this one, but still have to protect the plate if it's close enough. If you're J.D. Davis, I mean, if you're Jacob Jr., you're hoping that he would swing at anything, or get a call like that at a relatively low pitch, which he did get. I mean, Kansas City, they have the win. They just need to finish the job. And another low pitch that's relatively close. So now Davis has to realize that anything close to that point, you'll have to swing and protect the ball, or protect the plate, I should say. Of course, you're not going to swing at that.
We could see the runner in motion here on a 3-2 count.
Wait,
with one out.
are you guys behind?
There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing
Wait,
at, and
hang on a second. Are you guys behind? Or did you just see it and you didn't, like, or did you have to, like, look back at it and then you just, I hope you guys are not behind.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. High and deep down the left field
and
line.
Well, that goes foul.
It's a foul ball.
Oh, you look back at it. Okay. For a moment, I was like, oh, please tell me it is not behind.
Takes this the other
and they
way
get
right.
another hit.
Get down for a base hit.
So now the Mets are threatening with two runners on base.
Dan, how frustrating that must be. 8-pitch at bat, and he's able to work a base hit.
He threw everything but the kitchen sink at him. He threw off-speed pitches, fastballs.
Well, of course, Pete Alonso is a very good player, so obviously you don't want to replace him.
Up next, the power bat of Pete Alonso. Ball one to start the at-bat.
But yeah, your guy got a home run. I just knew that if you can get a really good hold of that ball, you'd hit it. You'd hit it out, really. And he hits it high.
Sends it deep down the right field line. Gone!
And it's out.
Santa Maria, game over.
3-run home run, and that is going to end the game. So Pete Alonso wins it for the Mets.
Right field, and none bigger than that one as this ball game is over.
Yep, I mean, there's you. I mean, you have the mustache and the green and red shoes, number 28. But so okay, so you were in the lineup, you just didn't get in. But Alonso hit a 3-run home run to win the game and walking it off. So while DKO did everything he could to get his team ahead, the pitching just let him down.
3-2 the finish in tonight's game. The Metropolitans led this game from the third inning on and never wavered. Jacob deGrom gets the W on the mound. So that'll
Well,
do it for us. For Mark DeRosa,
well,
Dan
when we
Plesac,
officially
Heidi
start the
Watkins, and our
playoffs,
entire crew on that
you guys are
version,
going to go.
you've been watching
You guys are going to
MLB
be
The
going
Show.
one-on-one
For more, make your way over to
with
new
the Los
website,
Angeles
theshow.com.
Angels in the playoffs. So that's when you guys are going to have a rematch when that happens. But congratulations to the Mets. And for Diamond Light, are you ready to play, my friend? Okay. Or do you want to fight, or rather, do you want to face the Royals as well?
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious New York Mets, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They left 2 men on base.
So there you go. Pete Alonso, of course, without question, the player of the game that delivered the win when they absolutely needed it.
Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 51 minutes.
Incredible. I'm just curious on how you made me and what my pitches are. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Closer. And of course I named you Diamond. Yep, Diamond Light. Oh, I have to go this way. Okay. Okay. So I have you at 6'2", 190 pounds, and I'm surprised Light was anyway. Attributes. I mean, you have a 4-seam fastball, a slider, changeup, a 2-seam fastball, and a Vulcan change. So there you go. Okay. Okay, so yeah, Diamond, who would you like to face off against? Oh, there we go. The Oreos and the Jays? Oh, well, oddly enough, that's actually another team that... Oh, okay, there we go. I was going too fast. There we go. The Jays. All right, let me just let me see. Cole's not available, but Cole Weston or Cole Train is, so let me just let him know. And it's kind of funny that you're also named after what a baseball field is named after. A diamond. I kind of find that ironic a little bit. But of course you're named after the jewel. You're not named after, the baseball diamond. And I'm not going to lie. Oreo Park looks like a place I would love to go to. Especially in Baltimore, Maryland. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, of course, the Nationals are in the playoffs, or will be. I mean, of course, you have Fenway Park, Wrigley Field. And then some of the, I mean, what I just showed you are just some of the classics when it comes to ballparks, but Oriole Park, I have to say, Oriole Park is an amazing park. Okay. Clear skies. All right, I'll go with that one. Okay, here we go. So, of course, you're in the closer spot. And at the bottom, you see Joshua James and Nicole Mcqueen. Then, of course, you have Matthew Cole and Cole Wesson, also at 8 and 9. Well, in the batting lineup, though. I need a reason to get back into baseball again. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, you know, it's one of those sports where, I mean, I get the criticism of, you know, there's no clock, but if there was a clock, don't you think that most teams that are ahead would try to run out the clock? That's kind of the reason why they have outs as opposed to, you know, a clock. Because if there was a clock, whether that's good or not, you know,
hey, this guy has a
it's a walking source of debate, I will say. But there is no debate that when I last went to my last when I last went to a baseball game, I definitely had a lot of fun. I mean, sure, my favorite team didn't win, but overall the experience was just relaxing, to say the least. So we will see Diamond's, and also, if nothing else, this will give Diamond a good opportunity to see how well he and the rest of the Oreos are going to do. The problem is that I work most of the time, so my love for the sports as a whole took a hit.
And we could be in for a cold one tonight. 52 degrees.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, obviously, given the fact that, I mean, the good thing is I can TiVo some of these games if I really, really wanted to.
1-2 now.
But I also watch Fuzzy. That would be the YouTuber Fuzzy. I don't know if you know who he is. And Springer hits it. Is it far enough? Nope. That's one down.
The warning track for the first down.
Marcus Semien.
Striking in is Marcus Semien. Prior history in this matchup, he's 1 for 2. First pitch on its
Of course, he came over from Oakland in free agency. Did Semien?
Hey, this offense better be prepared to pull a trigger. This starter is known to be aggressive and come right after you.
The windup and the 0-1.
Hits it the other way, but it's foul. But, I mean, I can totally understand it because, you know, especially when I was working, you know, well, when I say I was working, I'm talking about when, you know, pre-COVID, you know, before I had to, like, I wasn't fired, I was just, and I wasn't laid off, I was just furloughed, and I still am to this day. I understand that they are going to call people back starting June, so it's not like I have to wait any further or any longer. I'm just happy that more and more people are getting vaccinated, and the number of cases are going down. You know, and obviously, you know, one passing is one too many, but even that's going down, and I'm happy that that's the case, but still. Like the old saying goes, it ain't over till it's over. Now it's Bo Bichette. So far, John Means is doing pretty well, keeping runners off the bases. He hits it. And unfortunately, McQueen was unable to get to it. Anyway, to be honest, I don't know anyone from the current O's lineup. The last time I remembered was when they had Machado and Adam Jones, among others. And then they traded them all away. The only player that's still with the O's of that time is Chris Davis, but he's more or less a shell of what he once was.
anytime you can extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
But yeah, I mean, I do miss Machado, but of course he is now with the, well, I was going to say San Diego, but Slam Diego Padres.
On its way.
I mean, I have a feeling that that team is going to be a very special team for the next couple of years if they are able to, you know, hold on to them and win championships. I mean, championships or trips to the championship game definitely help keep teams together more often than not. I mean, credit where credit is due as far as the Dodgers. I mean, they were the best team from start to finish last year, and
they pitch out here, but nothing's going on.
And they managed to keep the runner at first. But yeah, I do remember, you know, the Machado Jones era. You know, especially like during 13 all the way up to probably 15, I believe.
Now 2-2. Out with the man at first.
I mean, they had some great teams, but unfortunately, they just happened to be at around the same time that some other great teams were.
Starting to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes.
I mean, of course you had. I mean, of course you had the Kansas City Royals. I mean, you had.
Now the 3-2 pitch. And a good at-bat.
I mean, you also had the Indians and the Tigers. The Angels, I mean, those, you had so many, you know, you had so many teams that could, you know, outdo Baltimore. So they were a good team. They just happened to be at around the same time that some of the other teams that had, you know, objectively better teams at the time. So anyway, here's the son of the original Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and now John Means has himself a pickle. I mean, he got the first 2 outs, but then the last 2 batters got on base. Yeah, you got swept in the the American League Championship Series one year. The Royals had that mini run. Yeah, they did. So yeah, it really did not help that the Royals were a great team at around the same time. Now, whether you would have beaten San Francisco or the Mets, I think you would have had a better chance at the Mets than the San Francisco Giants, you know, given the fact that San Francisco had 3 championships in 5 years, winning it every other year.
2 down, runners at first and second.
But I really would have thought that if you had made it to the World Series, you would have had you definitely would have had a better chance against the Mets. No offense, but how the Mets managed to get to the World Series, I'll never know. But anyway, John Means gets himself out of a pickle, striking out Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Well, now we'll see if Baltimore can hit. Of course, you have Ryu. No, not to be confused with the Street Fighter character with the same name, but this guy's a stud.
But one of the things he does, he still competes at a high level.
Cubs were choke artists that year. Yeah, because you know, but then again, it wasn't that far off from when they did win the championship. And 1 pitch and 1 out already.
Now a moment here in Baltimore.
So Austin Hayes already gone. But as you can see, Joshua James and McQueen, they get the 8-9 slots.
He hit over 330 last year. That basically means every third at bat he's getting a hit. Pitchers fear him because he can flat out rake.
At the plate now, Cedric Mullins. And it's fouled away.
But yeah, I do remember the fact that the Cubs were, you know, going up against
runs up and
Yeah,
gets this
because
one down.
again, he is a shell of what he once was.
It's 0-2 now.
I mean, Chris Davis, he was great, but
And the pitch.
somehow, some way,
The
I want to
offensive
say.
game plan today is
All right, let me
certainly
look
see the
up
ball
Chris
up.
Davis
This
for a
guy
moment.
is
Hold on.
known the mound for sinker changeup combination. He's going to try and establish down in the zone to get swing and a miss or ground balls consistently. You have to find something above the belt to get loose on.
This is foul right side.
4 foul balls in this AB. Pitcher cannot find anywhere to go to put this guy away.
Fouled off.
At worst, I thought he would be the DH.
Good battle here.
He probably would. Let's see.
And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Tough to take a pitch like that right there, especially in a 1-2 count. You almost get in that auto swing mode. Great job to work the count back to even.
And he fouls this one off. The 2-2 one more time.
Hey, this has been an epic at-bat right here. I don't blame the pitcher for a little nibbling right there. Maybe get a swing and a miss. He didn't bite on that one, so now we go full count.
And the payoff pitch. And he missed with that one. It's ball 4. A 1-out walk here in the home
I
third.
see. He is.
That's just painful for
He's on the IR right now. Yeah, he's on the injured list.
But he couldn't get him to chase, and he
The
doesn't
IL,
get the
sorry.
call. Can't beat yourself up about that one too much.
Yeah, he started to tail off by the time we got to 2018. But yeah, from the time he was traded to the Oreos all the way up to 2018, he was the best in the he was one of the best in the world. But then 2019 he just fell off a cliff. But yeah, as of now he is on the IR, sorry, injured or IL, excuse me.
From the belt, kicks and deals.
Yeah, and in fact he's been on the injured list ever since the start of the year. Or the season, so
heading out towards shallow right.
And he pops it up.
He's got it, and there are 2 down.
And that's 2 outs. Trey Mancini.
So here's Trey Mancini. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. A ball and no strikes.
Yeah, Mancini.
The 1-0 home is swung on and missed.
I swing there, but okay. Where's Mancini? Yeah, he's been with the Royals or the Orioles since he made his way up.
And the pitch misses low and away for ball 2. A swing and
he hits it high, and this could be out. No, it's not, but it may be a double.
Rounds third and is digging for the plate.
And Baltimore gets a 1-0 lead.
As they take the lead.
Great hit there by Trey Mancini.
2 away, the man on first. He was moving on contact, and he got a great jump and comes all the way around to score on that double. Always nice to snag the early lead, and they've done it here.
Joseph Anthony Mancini III, or Trey Mancini.
Pedro Severino digs in at the plate. Oh my, this ball.
And Severino, look at that.
This one end up?
Wow. And just like that, it's a 3-0 game for the Oreos.
So a 2-run shot to left center, and the Orioles have now taken a 3-0 lead.
I mean, we were just busy talking about Mancini. He hits a home run, and then Severino does it.
That's how the manager drew it up right there. Hold the visiting team scoreless, and then grab a huge home run in the first.
And wow.
He'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. Looking to get on base and keep.
All right, well, let's see if Mountcastle can do something. I think this is the first time I've seen him, because I don't remember Mountcastle.
Here's the 0-1 pitch.
But he had a great year in 2020. 333, so that means that roughly every third at bat he gets a not a home run, but a hit. And so far, he's not going to just rush it in. He's going to make Ryu work for this at bat, but yeah, Ryu is, usually Ryu usually shuts down guys, but after 2 home runs, I mean, that's huge.
He's been getting lit up all game, and there's a common denominator. He keeps missing right down the middle of the plate. Case in point with that last one.
3 runs already home here.
And a strikeout, but that's going to end the inning, but not before Baltimore gets 3 runs on the board, including Pedro Severino.
Strike for 3 in the inning, 2 on this 2-run home run. Second inning coming up. It's now 3-0 Baltimore.
Now, by the same token, how do you feel about, being drafted by the New York Jets and also playing with the Mario Party guys on that series on Madden? And as that happens, Biggio makes his appearance. He is the son of the great Craig Biggio, who played his entire career in Houston. In fact, I remember Biggio very distinctively in the early 2000s, or the first half of the 2000s, because I remember him and Jeff Bagwell. I mean, they practically carried that Houston team for a while until they started gaining some, great pitching.
Hey, you know what, Dero? This Ed Drummond, he's a good umpire, fair umpire.
I mean, they got Lucina and Roger Clemens, among others.
That's all you look for, Dan. Just be consistent. I don't care if you're given 2 to 3 inches off the outside.
Elmeister, what?
You can't do it on the inside
All right, let me read this. Elmeister better throw the ball to me every down, or we might have some problems. Yeah, but don't be surprised if you get double covered for a minute. And anyway, good catch there by Mullins to get one out. So, but also don't be surprised if you get double covered and someone else gets open because of that. So here's the defense. Nicole Mcqueen, second base, and Joshua James at third.
But his glove is his calling card, and he's settled at one of those premium positions up the middle. And look for him to have a big day on defense.
Standing in now, Lourdes Gurriel. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Means it's a guy who throws a lot of strikes, rarely walks people, but what does bite him occasionally is the home run ball.
Matt, this is a guy that's not a power type of pitcher, so he needs to rely on being down in the strike zone. One of the keys, he tends to lose being aggressive when he falls behind and he kind of nibbles around the strike zone. And what happens with that, Matty V, he becomes very predictable. And when you don't have overpowering stuff, you tend to be able to get hit hard.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
Oh, nice foul, or nice protection of the plate there by Guerrero Jr. I mean, of course, you also have, Louis as a defensive end, and wow, what range on the part of Nicole Mcqueen. See, this is what I meant about Nicole Mcqueen being able to cover a lot of ground there. What she lacks in arm power, she more than makes up for in speed and getting to that ball and throwing somebody out. But unfortunately, she was unable to stop that one as Matthew Cole, excuse me, gets himself a double.
The catcher, number 27.
Well, now we have Cole Wesson, and he hits it, well, unfortunately for him, he hits it right to the first baseman, and he just gets it.
Two-out double, left stranded. More coming up from Baltimore after this.
Up next is Baltimore, and we'll see if they can add to that lead.
And now, Freddie Galvis, as the switch hitter will bat right-handed here.
Now, of course, as far as the Orioles in the playoffs, in fact, you actually are going to face off against the Blue Jays, except you're going to be facing them at their place as opposed to in Baltimore. So you'll have a much tougher road to go, but it's not impossible. It can be done.
Helping him out here as he swings and misses to fall behind a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Matty, you see the same pitch 3 times in a row, and you find yourself down 1 and 2.
And he pops it up.
Starts to get on a swivel here. Is he coming back with it 4 times, or do I have to sit on something?
But they get the pop up, and that's it.
Third baseman.
All right, guys, here's the defensive alignment for the Toronto.
So, of course, Cole Weston is the catcher, whereas Matthew Cole is the designated hitter. But up next is our boy, Joshua James. And like I said, these guys can hit, so let's see what happens. Well, obviously he got a little too aggressive there, so James has to be a bit cool about it. So, Diamond, this is a good chance to see your boy, Joshua, and another a swing very early in that one. Well, now Joshua's got to protect.
Just to watch his tool set, but not only that, the way he grinds at the plate, the way he battles defensively.
Well, he was patient enough not to swing at that.
That's great recognition right there on the part of the hitter. Not many guys lay off that one. That was a classic strikeout pitch, the 0-2 good changeup with some depth.
Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone.
He went with the off speed there once he got him to 0-2, but now that they both missed, I think we'll see more of a challenge pitch here. You don't have to give in, but you can't be too cute either.
And he hits it high, but it is caught.
Make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
And that was Teoscar Hernandez who got that. Well, next is Nicole Mcqueen. Whenever they're taking on a National League team, she'll be playing catcher, but here she's the designated hitter here.
You have to be careful. You can't sleep on the bunt right here, even with 2 outs. They're playing him back, but this guy can handle the bat.
1-1 to count. And now pitch on the way.
Oh, good smack there, but it's foul.
And this is going to get down. It's a foul ball. Here comes the 1-2.
Oh, swung at it, but they'll have to throw her out, and they do. So that's the end of the second. So, all right, so we'll see if Diamond Light gets the call. I mean, they have the lead, so it's only fitting that they would bring him out. And no, they actually are going to stick with John Means.
Here's the first pitch to him. And a check
swing. Well,
Can
that's a check swing,
around?
And that's going to be called a ball.
It's ball 1. Now the 1-0.
Ball, that's inside.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
I mean, I don't blame Baltimore given the fact that they have a 3-0 lead. I mean, it's not like a 1-0 lead and whatnot.
It's a
but
pretty well-known fact that your batting average goes up as you get in a more.
I mean, you're more likely to save games on the road than you are at home.
We're talking about this kind of hitter. Not a great
but
spot
instead,
to
they
be
end up walking George Springer.
So the leadoff man is on here to begin inning number 3.
And that's what you want from your leadoff hitter. Shows some great patience and discipline.
And I mean, look at the stare on John Means. It just kind of made. If you saw his eyes roll back, you'd have thought he was the Undertaker or somebody.
Stepping in now,
like that.
Simeon, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. Struck out in his first at bat.
Although I would have to think that if Toronto scores, they'll probably bring you in. You know, just to protect John. Well, John Means, that is.
Very weakly on the ground.
All right.
Springer aboard here at first with nobody out. Again, another foul ball.
Well, when I don't know if you saw the playoffs last year, Mr. Diamond, because I remember that, you know, the playoff structure was a lot different for the 2020 season than it had been for the last couple.
What does it do? It just locks you up inside.
Wow.
You have no chance to put the ball in play.
Good strikeout there by John Means. Now here's a guy that's 1-for-1, Bo Bichette.
So now to the plate, Bo Bichette.
But Diamond, we could still technically change your position. What I'd have to do is actually they changed that part up, which I like. Okay, yeah, because they changed it from having 5 teams per league with a wild card game between 4th and 5th place to instead having 8 teams in the playoffs. But in this game, they reverted back to the previous setting. It. Bo Bichette hits it.
This is hit well onto deep left center field,
and just like that, it's now a 1-run game. Bo Bichette, 423 feet, and just like that, the Blue Jays are right back in it. Yeah, they'll have to start bringing them in right now.
You want to talk about going down and getting
and while Means was able to get one guy out, he couldn't get this guy out. Let's take a look. Where did it go? Wow, ends up in the opposing dugout. No, they're going to keep him in there.
As he will swing and miss on a fastball on the outer half. It's strike 1. Worked a walk in his first plate appearance. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
Hey, usually
too bad I can't make you a two-way player, but what I could do is convert you into a starter if it really comes down to it.
Really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
But without question, this is a mistake on the part of the Baltimore Orioles, because I would have thought that they would have brought you in when it was 3-0. And I would have thought that they would bring you in now that it's 3-2. He hits it high, but it's just that, too high, and not far enough.
Right there as he'll put it away without much problem for the second out. So next to bat will be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, in today's game, certainly don't get completely reprimanded for too many strikeouts, but no one likes to go down looking. Expect him to be a little bit more aggressive at the dish this AB.
Swing and a little tapper.
Right now, Vladimir Guerrero trying to swing away and possibly tie this game up on a home run if he can hit it. But he can't. It's over, and the Baltimore Orioles win. But of course, they'll have to be a bit more careful when they face off against these same Toronto Blue Jays when they go to Toronto.
Posted a 3-run first to propel them to the win.
So while Means does get the win,
winning pitcher of record, Hyunjin Ryu only completed 2 innings and is charged with the loss. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Wackney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching.
Well, there you see Trey Mancini's home run. As well as Severino.
final line score tonight. First for the victorious.
Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can change you into either a positional player or a starter. But I know that the closer role is something that will have to be addressed at some point. Let's see what I can do. Okay. Yeah. Now, being that this is an existing player that I edited, the only positions I can give you is relief or starting pitcher, or we can keep you at closing pitcher. But yeah, I'll have to see what else I can do. Of course, I can, like I said, I can take an existing minor leaguer, build him up, and have you take his place from closing pitcher, because that's what I did in this with this particular player that once was a minor leaguer. So it's your call. Do you want to stay as a closer, move to starter, or play out on the field? And if I do play you out on the field, I can probably bring you in as a left fielder, given the fact that they're kind of short-handed on that position. But nonetheless, though, congratulations to Diamond. I guess he must be tired, given the fact that it's past 20 East Coast. You wouldn't have to change the guy's name. Really? Left field? Who is on left field? Oh, there's no one on left field. But yeah, I can't change your position other than pitcher, so I'll have to work this out off camera though. Yeah, that was Cedric who was playing left field, because they didn't have. Wait, where's Cedric? Cedric. I was about to say, where's Cedric? Oh, I'm sorry, Cedric Mullins. My bad. Okay. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll probably put you on left field, because, like I said, they don't have they're kind of low on that position, and so they'll definitely need some help with that. Also, let me take a look at the batting order, or the lineup rather, to see where we can help you. I see DJ Stewart. Yeah, they definitely need a left fielder. Because, I mean, look at that overall, 69, which is nice in some cases, but not in this case. The higher the overall, the better. So we'll have to convert you into a left fielder then, especially if it would help your team win. So I'll do that off camera. But anyway, this was this one-off. So yeah, the one-off video was, especially at the beginning of the video, we talked about who is on what team and what teams are involved. So that was really the point of that video. But when we do start the the show 21 proper, I will talk about which teams will face whom. I won't go into all the teams unless they are going to play that day or soon thereafter. So with that said, this is the Blue Toad to Jew 22 signing off, saying goodbye. I will see you on Tuesday. I am going to be busy on Monday, but yeah, I just wanted to do this one-off video. But I hope everyone is doing fine. I hope Clinton gets well, and also I hope as more and more things open up that we take good care of ourselves, and whatever happens, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Peace out, everybody. Have a great night.